Hello, my friends. I am feeling exceptionally normal about this nether portal on day 32. It feels somehow less threatening. Who knows, I might go in. Ooh. I did. It's normal today. It's the nether. Whatever happened yesterday seems to be a one-off thing. I want to beat the game by the end of the month, so I'm gonna go get some blaze rods. The journey there was ordinary. Killing the blazes was ordinary, except for the pumpkin roof. Enemy eliminated. That was cringe. That was really cringe. I'm so sorry. I ditched the spawner with 9 rods and got back to the overworld with 11, so that's fun. I made Eyes of Enders and a brewing stand, and then I ended the day. Day 33. Today was mostly chores. I'm kinda in a rut on what to do, so I spent the day kinda just running around, doing whatever. I also did fix the bee hut, finally. It's been missing a roof for the better part of 2 weeks. Day 34, I checked the seed finder again, and headed for the other trial chamber I found. I'm hoping to get a trident from this eventually. I also forgot to mend my chestplate while I was back at home, so it's super low on health. I made a replacement out of iron and hoped that would do the trick. And then I started the ominous trial. These things are no joke. I got cornered by a husk, had to block myself into one of these door things, and died to a baby husk with a diamond sword. I didn't even know they could have those. Temperatures are starting to drop here in the Mountain West. You know what that means. It's time for us in the studio to lose all of our motivation to do anything. Now enough with the weather, over to Crow with gameplay. Turns out I don't have the voice for a newscaster. I'm too squeaky. And I got a speech impediment, which makes it difficult for me to speak for long periods of time. Unfortunate, I know. I would have been the best trans news anchor on air. They would kill me. They would kill me. You know how they treat trans people. I wouldn't last a day. I'm leaving the trial chamber. I cannot remember why I came in here. I hate these things so much. I got home and started doing what I love, which is whatever I want to be doing at the moment. I traded with some villagers, I chopped some trees, but I realize I have a problem. I'm not getting XP fast enough. I can't enchant, and I can't repair. So we're gonna fix that. How are we gonna fix that? Armadillo. I'll explain it later, don't worry about it. I can make another highway to get to the savanna biome easily so that I can tame these armadillos. Yeah, tame. While I build the highway and connect the portals, I want to talk to you about something. I have a bone to pick with a specific Instagram account, or really the entire genre they make videos in. I know a Minecraft video isn't the best place to discuss this, but this is my platform and I'm going to use it for what I think is a good cause. This is an open letter to 10 kids, 10 years, and any other of the 100 family vlog accounts on that platform. You do not put your kids on the internet ever. Ever. I'm sure you know exactly the vile stuff that gets said about your kids online. And let me make this abundantly clear. I am attacking the parents. I am not attacking the kids. Because it is the parents who are making the reckless, selfish decision to put their kids in danger. And for what? A little bit of fame? A little bit of cash? I've seen a lot of these families respond to criticism like mine with the same excuse. We can't do anything about what people say online. That's bullshit. And you know it is. We all know it is. You can do something about it. You're just not willing to give it up. You can stop putting your kids on the internet anytime you want to. You just choose not to. If I had kids and I found out someone was saying the shit I see in your comment section, I'd be in prison, not letting them have a platform to say that shit. And I sure as hell would not continue to put my kids in that situation. But they don't see the comments. They don't see them now. But in 5 or 10 years when they do, I'll guess what they have to say. Why didn't you do anything? Do better for your kids. Or go fuck yourself. Anyways, that was day 35 of playing one day of Minecraft every day until I graduate high school. I'm sorry about the rant. It's just something I'm passionate about. Don't put your kids on the internet. Please. As you know, I am a child on the internet. Technically, I'm still a minor, but I made this decision for myself, and I am old enough to make this decision for myself. Most of the kids in these family vlogs are not. I also don't show my face in these videos, because it's unsafe for me to do so. I am sick and tired of basic stories. Listen, I've been reading stories my entire life, and most of them are just the same skeleton with different skins on. I can divide most major stories into 4 loose categories. Okay, now stay with me. Gatsby. Character does thing in a place that we can understand. Undertale. Character does a thing in a place that we kind of understand. The Phantom Tollbooth. Characters do things in a place we don't understand. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We don't understand. There's stuff going on, but it's mangled beyond any recognition to most people. If you can try hard enough and stretch your definition far enough, you can fit any of these into one of these categories. Hey, get out of here. Out. You're in a category, you're a mental illness. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yes, the point of that little thesis was just to draw your attention. Did I draw your attention? Good, because I have nothing else to show you. I built a house, and that's kind of it. I'll try to get the Armadillo XP working tomorrow, but for today, that's all I could manage. Also, I didn't forget about you, I just don't have a sign right now. Also, I want to use that girl voice more often, but it really hurts my jaw, so I can't do it for long. If you have any tips on voice training, please leave them in the comments below, thank you. Before I tell you what happened today, is this a fit? I feel like it's a fit. I feel good in it. I just don't know, and I am not the best judge, so tell me in the comments. I am the queen of slapping things together. That being said, look at my house. I thought it looked good yesterday, but clearly I was not in my right mind. Let's just make it worse, huh? Trenches, yeah, those look terrible. Dirt scaffolding, always a classic. Ooh, niche reference for just my friends? Yes, please. Alright, there we have it. The worst armadillo experience farm this side of the Mississippi. It doesn't even work very well. I just need more armadillos. So yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. This does not work well, like at all. But it does repair my armor, and that is kind of all I needed to do. There ain't no rest for the wicked, they say. And me? Well, I'm defying gravity. Welcome to day 38 of playing one day of Minecraft every day until I graduate high school. Today, I'm playing the role of a magic man. Observe as I perform my magic tricks. With my magic shovel, I shall perform a feat of great strength. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you're asking for? Yeah. I bet you feel silly now. The magic man never fails his MLG water bucket clutches. Oh god, it happened again. God damn it! I hate silverfish. All of them will burn. I will make sure of it. Day 39 and 40. You're probably wondering what I'm doing in the nether. Aren't I deathly afraid of it? Well, no. If you were following along, you'd remember my character development arc. I'm here because I saw on my seed map that there is an ocean 800 blocks to the northeast. In the nether, that's just 100 blocks, and it saves a lot more time on return trips. I want an ocean for a trident. Riptide is one of my favorite ways to get around, especially after getting an elytra. That night, I spent looking for drowned. Found few, but none with tridents, so I sailed back to the portal. I spent time during the day making a little outpost on my portal island. I don't think it looks too great, but it works. That night I set out again, and found an underwater cave where drowned were spawning in droves. Cue killing montage. And that was the night. No trident, but if we keep going at this pace, we'll have one soon. Until next time, friends. A fisherman needs to wake up at the crack of dawn if he wants his fish. And I need to wake up at the crack of dawn because it is day 41 of playing one day of Minecraft every day. During the day, I lit up the surrounding landmass to stop monsters from spawning where they shouldn't. Then night came and I jumped in the water. Alright, you soggy bastards, you better give me that fork. Now I want you to watch what happened here, because my heart sank. With the trident in hand, I raced home, over the ocean, then through the nether. It was raining as I enchanted my trident with Riptide, so I used the opportunity to take to the sky for the first time in years. Hello my friends, it is day 42 of playing one day of Minecraft every day until I graduate high school. I don't really feel like editing much of a video today, so we're gonna keep it quick, alright? Cool. I got mending on my trident, and now I want an elytra. So, I got some Eyes Vendor, and we're going out. My dearest Riptide Trident. There have been many that I have loved in the past. You are worth worlds more than any of they were. I love you. Oh, I did not see you there. Hi, friends. And welcome to day 43. I was, kind of having a moment there, if you didn't see. Well, I guess you want me to tell you what happened, alright. I found the stronghold, but didn't have enough eyes to open the portal. Exploring the area yielded enough books to make the USA bans list jealous, and a few nice enchantment books. After that, I bunny hopped home using my beloved trident. Seriously, this is awesome and super fast once you learn to do it properly. Now the question is, do I put the unbreaking I got on my trident, or do I wait to put it on my elytra? By order of the man who immolates, Trashbird Crow will not be to put the Book of Unbreaking on their trident, and is to instead use it to enhance the function of their elytra. Alright, now that official business is over, let's have some fun, shall we? If you were hoping I'd be fighting the Ender Dragon soon, I hate to disappoint. That isn't going to happen until my birthday, which is a few days away. I want to start a big building project. I've kind of been ignoring starting big projects because I don't want multiple days in a row of just building, because I think that's boring. But I do think I have a way of making it interesting for you, so stay tuned for that. But as Stan616 will tell you, you can't build without first collecting 1,000,000 blocks. So today I'm getting started on the first step in that process, a kind of okay-ish smelter. And I'm out of iron. Okay, well, you know what that means.
Creeper. Oh man. So we back in the mine, got our pickaxe swinging from side to side, side to side. This task a grueling one, hope to find some diamonds tonight, diamonds tonight. Heads up, you hear a sound, turn around and look up. Total shock fills your body.
Happy Halloween, my friends. Do you have anything fun planned? Because I don't. Instead, I'm staying home and playing Minecraft. Aren't I sad? I finished up the kind of okay smelter and made a lava dripper to feed it. Now that I have a good smelter and some fuel, I can find something to smelt with it. But what to smelt? And that's when it hit me. Rain. So I flew northwards. My trident, while limited, is super useful in the right situations. I got to the desert and started shoveling as much sand as I could fit in my pockets. Flying home can wait till tomorrow, don't worry about that. Go have some fun tonight, alright kids? POV, Alaska Seaplane. I did actually edit this video yesterday, but I felt bad about how little I did, so I decided to do a compound video to compensate. I finished up the smelter for real this time, but now my golems are getting kinda upset about it, like, ooh, I don't know which chests to put things. Shut the fuck up, you know exactly which way. I'm not funny today. Why am I not funny today? So I solved the problem in the only way I know how, by ignoring it and going to the nether. I wanted an alternative fuel source because it would take a while for my lava to, you know, duplicate. So I decided on blaze rods. It was a terrible decision in hindsight, but that is what I did. When I got back, I realized trees existed and they were made out of furnace food. And then I felt like a dumbass. Day 46 was the start of the Industrial Revolution. While many people start with a classic iron farm, I prefer the cobble generator, because I don't need that much iron right now, and I need stacks of stone. I've built this cobblestone generator multiple times, but I just couldn't lock in today and build it. The first problem was my lava supply. That sucked, going back and forth from the nether to stockpile. My second problem was the monsters. Dear lord, they did not like my cobblestone generator. The third problem was that I didn't gather my supplies beforehand, so I had to keep pausing to get things, like note blocks or observers or trapdoors. I can definitely have it done tomorrow though. Day 47, I finished the cobblestone generator and started cooking up some rock. And yes, the generator did take me the entire day. I fueled it up with some tree. Heard this is good for them on a pet blog somewhere. On day 48, I kept going on the stone production. The project I'm planning is going to take chests of it. After gathering some, I head back to spawn and start building. Some of you might have guessed what I was doing. Some of you might have not. But it's a floating island. I love floating islands. I got the idea from a hardcore world I played a while ago, where I built a sky base. Can you guess how that world ended? Yeah. Anyways, I'll be building the islands over the next few days. My plan right now is 3 of them, but that can change at any time depending on, my mood. If you want to name the islands, feel free to suggest names in the comments. I got the bottom built on one of the islands and then started the process of feeding my furnaces again. Oh man, this week is really busy. I got a ship of Theseus to build, I got a boulder to push to the top of the mountain, so I gotta lock in and make this video before I get too far behind on that. Day 49, I grabbed as much stone as I could and went out to the job site. I spent most of the day getting the structure up. Now I just need dirt to finish the top. So I head to the XP farm to repair the shovel. Day 50, I repair my shovel and grab an inventory worth of dirt. I placed all the dirt down and it's looking kinda nice up here now. Tell me what I should build up here in the comments. I still have no idea. Today, I want to make building the islands as simple and quick as possible. So I made a riptide canal connecting the 2 rivers between my compound and the islands. I then refilled my smelter and repaired my shovel. I still need so many materials for this. Here is another reason I love riptide. It makes climbing things just so much quicker. I started outlining the second island just far enough from the first island to riptide to. This one is bigger than the first by quite a bit, and I think I'll put a nice little homestead up here. Day 52. I got a lot of good suggestions in the comments on what to build on my islands, so today I'm gonna get started on those. I have 2 favorites that I'm gonna build. The first is by Sturvo, a McDonald's. That's really funny, so I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna wait to build that, and first I'm going to build the other suggestion, which is by Fire the Blue Monkey, being a magma island. So I went to the nether to gather the materials. I'm going to make the main bulk of the island out of netherrack and put a magma meteorite on top. Once I finished gathering the rack, I decided to connect my compound to the islands with a portal, which hopefully would speed up travel times immensely. It took far too long for me to connect the portals, so I could only get a basic frame done on the island today. Day 53. I continued framing the nether island today, and I figured it would be easier if I used my gas to build the outside of the structure. So I ran back through the nether to grab it. I almost fell to my death trying to get it there, because this thing has terrible controls. Luckily, I'm awesome and I clutched it. I used all of the netherrack I gathered to build the shell of the island, then went back home using some conveniently timed rain to get some torches. The exact thing that I went to grab the torches to prevent happened at the end of the day. So now I have an entire section to rebuild tomorrow.
Just another day on these old train tracks, breaking a sweat, well, breaking my back. Just a couple days on these old train tracks, on my way back home. 20-something years of working in the sun. The days are hot, the days are long. Shackles, chains, shovels and spades work me to the bone. No, I'm not innocent, and I would do it all again. The devil earned his sin, wrapped in that worthless waste of skin. I'll never forgive him, I'll never forget, I'll never forgive him for what he did. See, I used to be a gambler at the crack of noon, with piles of chips at Sal's saloon. When my 4 races beat his straight, he tried to take my life. That son of a bitch! The roach of a man drew his gun and changed my plans from living life easy to a life behind chains. He shot my woman down. No, I'm not innocent, and I would do it all again. The devil learned his sin, wrapped in that worthless waste of skin. I'll never forgive him, I'll never forget. I'll never forgive him for what he did. Just another day on these old train tracks, breaking a sweat, well, breaking my back. Just a couple days on these old train tracks, on my way back home. 20-something years of working in the sun. The days are hot, the days are long. Shackles, chains, shovels and spades work me to the bone. They work me to the bone. They work me to the bone.
Hello my friends, it is day 55 and I have a fun adventure planned for tomorrow. That'll take a few days to complete, so I want to finish up all my loose ends here before I do that. Building the big island was all I did today. It seemed a bit blocky when I was done, well not done, but almost done with it, so I think I'll trim things out later on the Gast. Day 56. It's time to start on that adventure I mentioned yesterday, but before I head off I need to gather some supplies. I loaded the components to make a flying machine into a bundle, stocked up on food and wood, then headed north. If you know where I'm going, you're probably wondering what on earth I'm doing. I said I wouldn't be beating the dragon until my birthday, and that is still true. I'm not breaking any more promises, trust me. Instead, I'm headed to the end, in hopes of getting an elytra. How am I gonna do that without killing the dragon? Well, remember that flying machine? Despite the dragon's best attempt, we launched off. I really like these new end flashes. It's a shame that Mojang can't add anything else without going catatonic. After a very tense 10 minutes, seriously, it took 10 minutes to get from the main island to the outer end. We touched down. Tomorrow, I'll set off and look for my wings. For the first time in what seems like forever, I'll be at my full strength. And so I set out on day 57, hoping to find a city and loot it for its wings. I had a close call with the Void using the Trident, and from then on I decided to use a flying machine to traverse the gaps. To be honest with you, I'm kind of frustrated right now. I was looking through local student film castings before recording this, and every single one I thought I could do was 18 plus. I can wait and apply for some in January when I'm 18, but it's, you know, it's still frustrating to see cool projects. I got to the end city and started beating up shulkers. I don't remember them being so tanky. Is that just me? Anyways, end cities kind of break down when you have water in them. Good lord, Mojang, fix your fucking game. I grabbed some loot from the chests, stole some ender chests for later, then headed over to grab my elytra. Disaster struck as I entered the ship's hull. A crash. I relaunched as quickly as I could, but it happened again, and again, and again. Does anyone know what's causing this? Because I really need to get this fixed. I figured out what the problem was. It's my mods. When I loaded up the world with no mods installed, it was normal. It was just normal. I got some okay stuff from the chests in the ship, then made a shulker box to carry everything home. I climbed to the top of the ship and took my first flight of the world. I found and looted a second end city. I don't really want to loot too many of these, I'm just here for an elytra and a few shulker boxes. I put all of my gear except for a single pickaxe into a few shulker boxes. If you're wondering how I'm going to get home without killing the dragon, then let me demonstrate. I put the shulker boxes of gear in my ender chest. Then, a leap of faith is all it took to bring me back home. Sun was setting as my body remade itself. It's shocking that I can do that even from the void. I immediately crafted a new pickaxe and used it to mine some obsidian. 8 obsidian and an eye of ender makes an ender chest. Inside, all of my gear. I spent the rest of the day working for a new mending book for the Elytra. Day 59. We are so close to the 2-month mark, gang. I want to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year. So, if you like my videos, or if you want to do me a huge favor, please subscribe. There are always worse choices you can make. I got that mending book, then I went to the nether for a few supplies. I need soul sand to grow more nether wart. I also need gold for rails, and magma blocks for the nether island. I got back from the nether trip, tossed everything in a chest, and then made a variety of warm-colored stained glass. Tomorrow is going to be a compound day, since I had to skip a day from the crashing. So I'm going to lock in and finish those islands. Hello my friends and welcome to day 60. I started work on the magma meteor in the center of the nether island. I didn't have enough space to work with, so the meteor looks a little bit off, but it's okay, it's my little meteor. Unfortunately, that is all for today. I'm sorry for lying yesterday about a compound video, and I'm sorry for a short video. I am going to be super busy for the next week. I have a school dance, and I have a debate tournament I have to go help at, and I'm very stressed out about midterms, and I'm also joining a building team, so, yeah, I hope you guys can forgive me. I started listening to Mistborn again. I am very normal about Brandon Sanderson, trust. Day 61. I almost finished the big island today. I'm going to put my main house right here. I've been really interested in Victorian houses recently, specifically Gothic revival houses. So I'm going to try my hand at building one over the next few days. With a few torches and a creeper explosion, the island is almost complete. I came back the next day to finish the island, and wow, it's looking adequate. Then I headed to my XP farm to fix up my gear. From there I headed east, to where I saw a pale garden during my trident hunt a few weeks ago. I've never actually gone into a pale garden. It was not as bad as I expected. The creakings are pretty weak and easy to get rid of, or if you aren't violent, they're pretty easy to ignore too. While I gather wood, here are some recommendations for mojang, if they want the pale garden to be actually scary. Number 1. Change the generation. Right now they generate on top of hills, which makes them stand out, but also make them seem less daunting. I suggest you put them in pits instead. That makes it more of a commitment to go in and harder to escape if things go wrong. Add a structure. Right now the only thing to do in the pale garden is gather wood and resin. Both can be done super quickly, and aren't that fun to be honest. Adding a structure gives the biome more of a reason to exist. Maybe a pale mansion or some kind of puzzle structure. 3. Add one more enemy. 2 enemies with different mechanics would make it feel so much more dynamic. Right now you're just kind of looking around till you find a creaking, hitting the creaking and then destroying the heart. It's not very fun. I'm thinking since Mojang has really liked skeletons recently, it could be some kind of skeletal bird that pecks at you. But that's just my opinion. Feel free to tell me how you think they should improve the game in the comments. Maybe I'll make a video about it. Let's say 40 likes, and I'll make a video about it. I think that's fair. Hello my friends, it is day 62 of playing one day of Minecraft every day until I graduate high school. I set off from the Pale Garden looking for a cherry biome. I know that there's one by my XP farm, but I was looking for one that was a little bit bigger. I didn't end up finding one, but I did find this one, which has 3 trees, so that's neat. I ended up going back to the XP farm and grabbing the trees from there. Then it was just one rocket through the nether to get back home. I started working on the frame/outline to the house. Trust me, this is not finished. This is far from finished. Please don't judge it yet. Please, 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 please. Day 64. Wow. We're at a stack. I realized I didn't get all the blocks I need to finish the house, so I headed into the nether to start the process. This probably isn't worth the time investment, but I'm doing it anyways. I started killing wither skeletons and got my first skull almost immediately. Same with the second. But I didn't realize how fragile the elytra made me until I was manhandled by every mob in the known universe. Thankfully, I got most of my stuff back. I only lost my axe, shovel, and my pants, which are all easily replaced, with only a little bit of humiliation. Day 65. I got the final skull and then headed back into the overworld. I stashed the skulls in a chest, then started building the house. I didn't get very far. I'm not a very fast builder, okay? Be patient. Guys, it's happening. Just roll with it, Riptide is back. It's back! For those who don't know and haven't read my channel bio, I love Just Roll With It Riptide. It is my favorite D&D campaign, and if I'm being totally honest, it is my favorite story ever. And if you couldn't tell, Jay Farron is my favorite. I love her. Link to that in the description. Today I'm fighting the Wither. I made a tunnel at Deep Slate level and summoned it. Since I'm stupid, I didn't bring the regeneration or strength potions I was saving, which led to my retreat and then subsequent death. I did grab the potions though. I re-geared and then dropped back down. Once I got into it, the Wither fight isn't hard at all. I finished the fight and got my Nether Star, and a good amount of Deep Slate, which is what I was really doing all of this for. Next, I used the Deep Slate to tile my roof. Of course, since I'm dumb, I didn't get enough of it to finish the roof, so I guess I'm gonna get more tomorrow. Until next time, friends. I dropped into the first cave I ever explored on this world, looking for anything I could. Mostly Deep Slate, but I did scrounge up some diamonds and gold too. With the Deep Slate, I finished my roof. Then I spent the rest of the day decorating my house. I didn't record the first part of the next day. Just know that I made a sheep farm and I headed to the pasture. It was a rough ride getting to the treasure room, but with a few roasted pigs I made it to the center. Inside was 2 netherite upgrades as well as 2 ingots. I'm not going to upgrade my gear for a little bit. I want to get max enchantments before I do that, because I think it's more expensive to enchant netherite than it is diamond. Final day starts a little bit early. Oops. I want to put a trim on my armor. For that I need diamonds, and I'm almost out of those. So I head into the sky to search for caves. I found a few diamonds in caves near my house, but the rest of the day came up empty. As a last-ditch effort, I headed to the stronghold. Not for the end portal, but for a water cave I found underneath the structure. The water cave had exactly what I was looking for. Diamonds on top of diamonds. I mined all that I could, then headed out. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And if you're watching from the future, happy whatever day it is. Let's get out of this stronghold, shall we? Right there, yeah. That took an embarrassing amount of time to find. Anyways, today was a lot of brain-dead wandering. I thought I needed a new pickaxe to break my diamonds. I didn't. I nearly doubled my yield with only fortune 2. After that, I trimmed my armor, rib on everything except for the chest plate, which I put flow on. Don't worry, I'll get a texture pack to fix the inconsistency, but this armor isn't gonna stay with me for long anyways. More aimless wandering, and a little bit of villager wrangling before I remember I should be doing something important. Something important turns out to be a rail connecting the Sky Island to the compound through the Nether.